Welcome back to Chop Toys. Before I get started on going over some builds and stuff like that, I thought I'd do a video just to break down the anatomy of these Tonka trucks. They're pretty simple. They're pressed steel. The pieces are stamped and they just kind of go together with tabs and rivets. There's lots of variations between the years. Back in the 50s, and mainly the 50s, Tonka and other manufacturers were similar to the automakers. They were making changes every year. There's a different model. Like this cab here is a 57, and it's designed to look like the 56 Ford. They were always a year behind. So Ford had the big change in 57, and they just come out with the 56 truck cab. So the 58 Tonkas changed to look like this. They went to the more square look, just like the Fords did. But let's talk about the setup and how it goes together. First thing we have is our chassis. This chassis, I believe, is a early 60s. There's different variations. This is set up for a pickup bed, like we have here. And this is one stamped piece. This is how they come. This one's been painted multiple times with some rust repair and some dents and stuff. But the chassis for the pickup bed are typically straight, and the frames for like a truck with a trailer would be tapered towards the rear and have dual rear tires. Pretty simple. They have running boards stamped into it, and on the back it has an indentation here for a wire to hold your tailgate in. I don't have any tailgates anymore. I don't think I have but a few trucks with them. They are available reproduction still, and then they're like $12. Not a big deal. And some variations on that between the years. Some were smooth and some said Tonka Toys stamped in it. But the next main part is our cab. And like I said, this is a 57. This one was a fire truck, and it had a hole here for a siren and a hole in the roof for a light. And I started filling those in, and about the time I quit messing with this stuff a few years ago, you can see on the inside there, trying to reuse it for something else because I just had a cab. I didn't have the whole fire truck. But the front ends of the frames are different. So all the round cabs, the 55, 6, and 7, will not fit the same chassis as the square cab. The square cab has a little more room up front, and they kind of slide in. You have this tab on the back, and at the same time your front tabs slide into there. And you just press it on and fold these over. And then this one you can twist or anything to keep it on, but that's your basic truck cab. The bed usually rivets on. Flip it around here. We've got 3 spots here, here, and here. And they make reproduction rivets and rivet guns and things like that for the original smooth-headed rivets. I never got that fancy. I just kept using pop rivets because they were easy to cut off, because I like to change stuff up every now and then. And they don't look quite as good because you got the little hole in them and stuff, and they're aluminum, but you know, it's all about personal flavor. Next is the fenders. Now the fenders have 3 tabs, and they slide into 2 tabs on the frame and 1 on the bed, and then you just fold the tabs over once you get them in. I'm not going to put this one permanently together. Windshields. Now, the round cabs did not have windshields. These cabs did, and I believe I have some back here. I'm not sure if they're new or old. I save my old ones. Usually, you never know what you can make with them. Yeah, this is a brand new one. I have a brand new windshield still in a wrapper. This will fit in there, and you put that in before you snap the roof on. The roofs are separate pieces. They kind of hinge, tabs in the back, and then they snap in the front, and you can twist them, lock it into place. But the windshield does have 2 little notches on the bottom that go in those holes on the cab, and voila. But like I said, the round cabs never had windshields from the factory. There's nowhere to mount them or to put one in to really hold it in place. Next up is going to be the Grille, which I don't have one out for that, but I'll show you on this. The square cabs have 4 headlights. This is the 57 specific, I think, yeah, 55 and 56 had a more basic grille, which looks something like this. It's a one-piece bumper grill setup. Slides under the body, and the headlights hold it in. And it had a metal headlight, like a button. This one's a little bent out of shape, but it'll straighten out. And it's not quite as detailed, but in 57, when they changed the roof and added the hood scoop, they got this actual 56 Ford looking grill. And they went to a yellow plastic headlight. And this is all original stuff here, so it's got a nice patina to it. Sometimes if they're so far gone, I'll polish them out, but if that one looks good. I like the way that looks. That'll go with a nice hot rod build. And it just snaps on. You find a lot of them without the grills because, you know, kids played with these things rough. As well they should. They're very durable, well-built toys. But that was another thing that's exclusive to the 57 was the hood scoop. You had the straight window post and the hood scoop. So the next step on this is, oh, here's a separate bumper. I think that's a bumper for this body style. There's slight variations. But what you would do is fold those tabs over, and then you would rivet your bumper on, put your grill on, and voila. Tires, I don't have any good set of tires out at the moment. They had some with white walls, and the white wall is a separate piece, and it changed materials over the years. Some of them are, this is more of the original style. It's a rubber, and they're very brittle with age. And in the later 60s, they kind of added a plastic. You see it on a lot of the Tonka Jeeps. A lot more durable. Still age nicely. But I'm going to do a video here in the future on restoring old tires because they can be saved. These are probably a little far gone. The main concern is the edge. Your hubcaps are supposed to slide underneath that. And these things are hard as a rock. And by the time you get that hubcap in there, you're going to have torn up edges like this. 53, 54 to I think 59 or 60, they had these 5-hole hubcaps. And some of the variations in the 59 and 60 had the smoothies. And those typically came with the white walls. And then in the 60s, they had these 5-star pattern. That one's terrible, terrible looking. I've got some more in there. I haven't really been through my bins in a while. I've got parts bins back there full of stuff. But the way it works, you've got a one-ended axle. You put it through. You put your hubcap on, which we can't do because they're both torn up. Then you slide it through the hole in the frame. One on the other side. And then you would put when you're redoing them, you can put like a lock washer on it or like a little lock cap. The original way, they actually burred the edge of it so it couldn't come off. They put a washer and then they would burr the edge of the steel and keep it locked into place. But this is a basic pickup. Like I said, there's variations with tow trucks have a different bed. There's so many different models and things with these, and it's pretty awesome to mix and match and make custom stuff. But that's pretty much the basis. Appreciate you watching. Any questions or comments, let me know below. And see y'all in the next video.